Zinimbagamba nti twandibadde tugamba teekawo standard nti buli wiiki omwami n'omukyala beegatte emirundi 3. Kati babuuzizza mu mulundi oyinza okukola emirundi 3 mu mulundi ogumu. Oyinza waliwo abayinza okuba lawundi 3 wali mu mulundi ogumu. Tewali mutawaana. Naye at least wabeerewo nti tusuubira nti omwami n'omukyala bwe muyingira mu bufumbo wabeerawo emmere. Kati tumanyi omusajja akomawo ewaka n'agamba omukyala enjala ennuma, omukyala n'afumba. Afumbye ettooke, afumbye omuceere, afumbye eki. Kubanga omwami era kisuubiddwa alina okuleeta ssente. Bombi, owulira n'abaana gawe bali. Naye ate omukyala, waliwo abakyala abatamanyi nti ensonga y'emmere y'omu kisenge esinga n'emmere y'oku mmeeza. Kankiddemu, emmere oba caayi, emmere ne caayi ow'omu kisenge mukulu nnyo okusinga caayi n'emmere ey'oku mmeeza mu ddiiro. Naye abantu abamu tebakimanyi. Era ne ndyoka mbayigiriza kuba mbawadde biology lesson nimbagamba kuba badde bagamba nti lwaki temwenkanyankanya. Koze omukyala ye okwagala okwegatta zibeera nnaku ntono mu mwezi. Lwaki? Kubanga omukyala ayina kalenda ekyuka. Ayina ekiseera lwayingirira mu kiseera ky'ensonga. Zibeera nga nnaku 4-5. Bw'ava omwo wabeerawo kye bayita okuyingira mu ovulation. Ovulation omukyala olunaku lwasinga okwagala era okunyomebwa okola ki? Okwegatta. Then wayitawo ennaku endala wagenda okuyingira ng'ali kumbi kuddamu mu nsonga z'abakyala. Kati omukyala si nti ayagala kuba n'okwegatta buli lunaku mu buli mwezi. Naye ate omusajja ennaku 31 ku nnaku beka 31 ayina ki? Okwagala. Era ayayana. Kati mu kumiitinga bano bombi provision of sex and demand for sex nengamba twanditaddewo kye bayita minimum sex standards ennaku ezi emirundi 3 mu wiiki. Ekyo era nenkibagamba bakiteeseeko. Feminism ayonoonya abakazi b'e Uganda. Kiki? Tujja enkolagana n'enjigiriza y'abazungu ne tugireetawa yita wano mu Uganda mu Africa. Ebitakola tuli patriarchal society. Bw'ombuuza nti erinnya lyange nze Ssempa ogoberera ndi wankima. Kati nze bw'ogoberera emirandira gyange olwaleero nze kyendi bwe mbuuza nti ndi Ssempa. Martin erinnya ery'eddiini, Ssempa erinnya ery'eggwanga ery'ekika. Era kitegeeza nti olw'okuba ndi wankima ate sisobola kwegatta noono ono bw'abeera nga naye wankima oyo mwannyina. Ti bukyo gavumenti ey'okukiipinga DNA ey'amaanyi. Era olaba nti abaddugavu tulina DNA asinga ow'amaanyi. Lwaki? Tetwegatta na baganda baffe, tetwegatta na bakazinzi, tuli banjawulo. Eyo number 1. Number 2, mu Africa omwana agoberera layini ya taata we. Kati bw'obeera n'abasajja 3 nga bakuba mu kinu kyekimu twebuuza oyo mwana waani? Eri kyova ogenda okulaba wano ababadde babikola ebyo mu bubbabba bwe tuba tukola DNA test. Olabye abantu bano we besse. Kati biki bye muleeta bano abantu abo abataasoma? Nonsense. Manyamba abakazi nabo balete. Kati tulina okulaga nti tekiri mu science, tekiri mu culture, tekirina waje kigenda. Kuba kigenda kuleta confusion. Tumanya mwana waani? Abasajja 3. Omu wankima, omu wangeye, omu wa mamba. Bonna balye mu ntamwemu oli musiru. Kyo tekiriyo. Era balina bakuba mpi.
See, if all of us have the same mindset that sex is a duty, husband and wife, we must provide it for each other, there is no need to even make a law. There is no need to make a law. But because people don't have the shared views and mindset, you come back and you knock on your spouse and please, can I have the food of the bedroom? And they're like, no, the kachai kaka, no, but kachai komu chisenge, not today. There was a chicken, people used to sell chicken one day that says, not tonight chicken. I never bought the chicken from there. Because when your wife tells you not tonight, such bad news. Huh? Not tonight. I never bought chicken there. I like the one chicken tonight. I like that one. But the one that says not tonight, what are you talking about? So, it is necessary for us in the current sphere of things where people are not in understanding where in the privacy of their bedroom, men and women are denied conjugal relations. And now that with some of the new laws we are coming up, I'm going to address sexual offences bill, because I addressed some of these issues in the previous one, the marriage and divorce bill. It is becoming difficult. There was a clause that I fought, which brings my sister to the Evidence Act, which how do you get the evidence that a woman has said no? Now, if you recall, there was a clause that says sex without consent is rape. And two, but I asked the question, how do I get consent, evidence of consent? Do I ask and then they said you must continuously keep asking. So if I'm having sex, let's say sex lasts about 45 minutes. I said, how often should I ask the woman, are you still in agreement? They said every minute. So you begin to see this ridiculous pink elephant that you, Mr. Chairman, you keep asking the woman, Ochachirimu, yes, continue. No. These allow Mr. Chairman to finish this point. There are some things.
Clarification. I want to pass it to slowly because this is a very sensitive area. You are talking as if the driver is a man alone. You are not mindful about the woman if he's in the mood or not. Why don't you balance the two?
Thank you. I'm going to come back to that. Now, this is informed by science. My honorable, this is informed by science, and I would like to go back to the science. Men, by nature, were quickly stimulated by women. A vision of a woman. The women, on the other side, they are like diesel. It takes time like diesel engines. But men are like petrol engine. Anytime a man sees a naked woman, private parts, which are called private parts, a message is sent into the brain, medulla oblongata, that prepare the body for sexual relations. Immediately, there are biochemical changes that happen. One, there's an order to the glands that produce hormones to release the thyroid glands, to release energy hormones. Secondly, the heart begins to beat faster, just by a vision. Blood begins to flow in the southern hemisphere. It is reduced in the northern hemisphere of the mind. I can continue on this time. This is when a man sees what we call the private, which is why science all over has called them what? Private. Now, when those private parts are exhibited, it is an automatic communication to the man's eyes into the brain. Prepare the body for what? And once the body is prepared, there is a reduction of oxygen in the brain, which is why men don't think very clearly. I want us to understand. Look, casinos, what do you find? What kind of women do you find in casinos where men go? The owners know. Semi-naked women, men will gamble because the brain is denied oxygen. So, this, in summary, it is men who are more interested, who take the initiative more times in terms of pursuit of sex. Now, a woman goes through different cycles every month. There is time of menstruation, there is time of post-menstruation, there is time of ovulation, and then there is time just before menstruation sets on. Now, the science is during menstruation, the woman mostly is not feeling ready for sex. And even soon before, the days of interest in sex for a woman are mostly around the time of ovulation. That is where the heightened hormones, oxytocin, and a couple other hormones are released in the woman, which make her very alert to attach. So, if you are going to compare statistically in science, how many days in a month is a woman, a wife interested in sex vis-a-vis a man? If you review, a man is interested out of a month, 30 days out of 30 days. The woman is interested in sex the days of her ovulation, which is about 4 days. So when I speak on this issue, Honorable and Mr. Chairman, I'm speaking on the basis of science. As I told you, the marriage and family status in Uganda has got many actors, which is why I'm recommending for a singular minister to coordinate the ecosystem. You have the religious ecosystem, you have the cultural ecosystem, then you have the central legislative ecosystem, as well as the judiciary. because there's no single actor to coordinate all of these things, there is a disarray. When people make a suggestion of if in the spirit of equality we need to have women marry more than 2, 3 men, it fails to recognize that we are a patriarchal society. It also fails to recognize the science of babies. You see, we must follow when an African meets each other, what is your name? Your name is a code for DNA of your tribe, your religion, your clan. Immediately you tell me who I can marry, who I can't marry. I'm from the Nchima clan of the Baganda. I cannot marry a woman from the Nchima clan. And this is part of the bigger ecosystem of promoting inner breeding, but also protecting, knowing the patriarchy. Mr. Chairman, we've had a problem of DNA tracking recently, where people are afraid to find out that this child is not mine. It is important to know, if you have 3 men marrying 1 woman, we cannot tell whose child that child is. You cannot be able, you have social breakdown. And these are I call them the pink elephants of feminists. Okay? Pink elephants of this feminist thinking, who also brought us this lesbianism and stuff, which must be curbed. I see it very much. So even as we are making this law, we must also go into the education system, because in the education system, they are teaching that sex, a woman should mistreat a man. Why are many marriages breaking down after 1, 2, 3 days? Because the teachers in our universities, our high school, are teaching a staple ideology of European thinking, which says that, which creates an European marriage in our women. By the way, many of our women, the operating system on the head, when we talk about marriage, life, and family, is from Europe and totally irrelevant here. When you talk about, can we have sex? She says, but what have you done for me? Sex is not something that is transactional in marriage. The Bible says the body of the woman is for the man, and the body of the man is for the woman. Now, the women who have been told that sex, simanya, patriarchy, they are telling us the patriarchy as if it is evil. Mr. Chairman, I want to tell you that even I will come back on another issue. But there is a systemic hatred against marriage and family.